Hello guys and welcome to another market update video. Today I'm going to talk about Bitcoin as usual. I'm going to talk about a little bit higher time frame too. First and foremost, we have next week we have FOMC, which is often a high volatility event. Everything points toward no rate cut as far as the statistics. Also what people predict. Not to mention the main thing in my opinion would be the speech. And now we have Kevin Powell is now done, so it will be extremely interesting to see how that goes, to say it like that. First and foremost, just looking at the chart, we had this higher time frame anchor VWAP, which we reacted very well to. The bear market low anchor VWAP, which is a great zone to accumulate long term in my opinion. And I'm also going to show you right here that in my opinion everything here is discount. So and also here, just to say it like that, DCAing down here is way better than DCAing up here. So if you buy down here slow but steady, I'm not talking about leverage, I'm talking about basic spot. I think that's a great idea for long term, and I do the exact same myself. Not financial advice, I'm just telling you what I think personally is a good idea, at least for me. And that's what I am doing. So if you want to do the same, that's on you. But zooming out, buying Bitcoin when it's dead, when it's going to zero and so on, has been a good idea, at least previously. So this is also some zones I'm watching for the short term. We had these 2026 lows back here. We got a SFP, took this long trade, was planned beforehand, of course. And we're getting into some resistance up here between 65 and pretty much 67. It's a bigger zone with the previous range lows we can see over here. So the question would be, if we go up here, if we see a bigger rejection, it may be a good idea to short, probably down to these range lows, even potentially these, and maybe leaving a runner if this is the case. If we see a breakout, I would personally wait for this retest and look for a long to potentially target maybe this, which is confluent with this flip zone, also with imbalance, and you can see anchor VWAP and 0.5 Fibonacci. So a great resistance, at least in the short term in my opinion. We also had these previous range highs, which acted as some sort of resistance on lower time frames, and we got a push towards a previous key SNR level and rejected pretty hard, to be honest. So just having some key reference zones can be a great tool, at least for having something to watch and look for trades, both take profits and trade entries and so on, for at least for swing trades. So that's a few zones I'm watching for the little bit bigger time frames. Going into my normal chart, look a little bit to lower time frames. I have some zones to watch there as well, and just put on the 4 hours as well. We can see we had this resistance zone up here, which reacted to the tick pretty much. I can just take the post SFP line around here. Reacted extremely well, and I took this short yesterday. Check my Twitter, and I shared the zone way before. We talked about the zone the whole week, and also shared where I closed the trade, because I closed early because I went to sleep. But still, for the ones that held, gave a great move, 1.5% move, depending on your entry and so on. So still a fantastic move. So in pretty much, to be honest, this still remains a key resistance zone for the short term. But if we have tested this zone many times, so I'm a little bit sketched. But still, if we go up once more and see triggers, weakness, bearish divergence, and so on, I will be looking for a short. Of course, I will. And if we go down here, I'm interested in looking for a long. We have a poor intraday low, as you can see here. So I'm interested in looking for a long if we go down here and saw some triggers. Ideally, a little bit lower than the intraday low, at least in my opinion. But sooner or later, if we get a retrace down here with the anchor re-up and these lows, I'm interested in looking for a long trade. And if we go up here and show some triggers, I will be interested in looking for a short trade based on the current structure and the current levels. After that, to downside, my main zone remains this 4-hour level with a buy tail and also some lows. This looks like a pretty good zone to look for a long trade. And 61.5 has been looking interesting to me for a while. And above, all the way to 66 is something I'm watching closely. But as I showed you, on the higher time frames, everything between here is the key SNR zone. So looking for some weakness for taking a short is likely a good idea as the current structure looks. If you get a breakout, at least watch for the retest to take a long. Don't just long the breakout randomly. That's not something I advise to do. Also, if you want to join my group, first link in the description. I'm also going to leave the link on the Twitter post, because I'm going to share a few trades next week. I'm also going to share some scalp ideas I take, also learning stuff. And it's a great community where everyone can write and get help if they need so. And we also talk a lot together, go on Discord and so on. So it's a fantastic community, and I would like to get more people in there with time. So join that group and I will get in contact with you, or send me a DM and I can get you in to get access. Anyways, it's a Sunday evening. I wish you all a fantastic week ahead. We have FOMC, we have a lot of things happening, so it's very exciting. All in all, remember, risk management is the main point. That's the main key of trading. It's not being right every time. It's not crying when you're wrong. It's following a clear system, taking losses, taking wins. Everything is a part of the system, and be patient. That's the whole key here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to drop many more videos next week, as always. And I'll see you all next week with a few more trade updates, videos, learning zones. And have a fantastic week. See you all tomorrow. Bye.